Hello everyone. As a hub of innovation and research excellence, IIT Delhi is renowned for its cutting edge infrastructure and facilities. And at the heart of this ecosystem is the Central Instrumentation Facility, which provides state of art equipments and expertise to support the groundbreaking research in various fields. In this podcast episode, we will deep dive into how you can manage a central instrumentation facility, how to run this central instrumentation facility efficiently, maintain its expertise, and also try to understand how to first step by step come with a plan or a roadmap to establish a central instrumentation facility. I am very much thrilled to introduce to you a very special guest who manages the Central Instrumentation Facility at the prestigious Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. Our guest today is the driving force behind this facility, responsible for overseeing its operations, managing its resources, and fostering collaborations with researchers and industry partners. Yes, it is not only for the government bodies but also for MSMEs and private industries as well. Let's welcome Dr. Sachin Kadam. He is the COO of the SATHI facility under DST program, and this is in Sonipat, which is the extended campus of IIT Delhi. Now, he brings along with him a long years of experience in managing advanced instrumentation facility, and along with that, and immense wealth of knowledge and insight onto the table. In this episode, we will deep dive into the world of advanced instrumentation, exploring the latest trends, challenges, and opportunities in this field. We will discuss the role of CIF in driving research excellence and importance of interdisciplinary collaborations and the impact of emerging technologies to the future of research. With this note, let's welcome our guest, Dr. Sachin Kadam. So, thank you, sir, for your time. And no, thank you for coming in this platform. This is the Somnath Show. And basically, this podcast is for scientific enthusiasts who are actually, into the field of science and they're still figuring out with some informations. So primarily, sir, our discussion today will orient around how to manage a central instrumentation facility. And for obvious reason, because you are managing one of the best central instrumentation facility under SATHI, and so IIT Delhi is one of those premier institutes which all other institutes across the country looks up to. So from that point, again, I would like to request you, sir, if you can share some of your insight into this matter. So to start with, what are the key points or considerations you took it up while setting up this entire CIF?
Thank you, Dr. Somnath. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you for having me on this platform. And this is actually a win-win situation for me also. So thank you. Now, coming to your question, like how one should have things when they want to set up the central facility in their institute. So first and foremost is they should identify the key research area, like their institutional niche area in which they are working on, and based on that they should have the selection of the instrumentations. When they select this instrument, they should consider all their faculties, their opinion, along with the national importance which government is coming up, like Make in India policies, or if they consider that also and involve that aspect also in selecting these instrumentation, that will be really good. Moreover, the first and foremost what I believe while selecting instrumentation is start small, like identify the basic instrumentation facility which you don't have at present in your institute, and start with that, and eventually and gradually, based on that base, you should build your building ahead. So these are some of the key things which one should have it in their mind when they want to start with central instrumentation facility.
Right, right. So nowadays, I think most of the institutes are going towards instrumentation facility. where which can caters to most of the researchers, right? It's I understand nowadays government as well as all the academic institutes are moving towards building a central instrumentation facility catering to larger research audience. Now, when a central university does it, their perspective, and when a IIT does it, their perspective are the same as far as how they want to do it, starting from small infrastructure and gradually take it to a larger scale.
Yes, ideally, it has to be that way because it is more important that you should identify your problem area first, and then look for catering other researchers nationwide. So identifying your weaknesses or lacuna where the instrumentation facility can serve or benefit the internal faculties, it's the foremost thing what any institution, whether it is a central institute, central universities, state universities, or for that matter IITs, they look out for.
Okay, okay. So if I specifically is my if I may ask, like what was your roadmap or blueprint for initially coming up with this?
First of all, I'll talk about more on SATHI because I'm the part of SATHI, which is a sophisticated analytical and technical help institute. It is a Department of Science and Technology, Government of India's initiative. And under this initiative, government wanted to set up some centralized instrumentation facility, which is very sophisticated and that can cater MSMEs, startups, and underprivileged institute who cannot afford these multi-crore worth of instruments. So, with this aim, the SATHI was established, and we are lucky to have first SATHI as a project given to IIT to establish this sophisticated instrumentation facility. And as I have mentioned, the main aim behind this is to cater MSMEs and startup mainly, so that we can accommodate the Make in India policy which government have implemented, and help these small startups to conduct their research at very minimal cost, or uh, build a base for their future production. So this was the main aim when the SATHI was established. Just to give you a brief idea about CRF, CRF is again this is an institutional setup wherein IIT Delhi, as an institute of eminence, they have poured some funds and they have created the facility. And while creating this facility, as I have mentioned in your question number 1 and 2, uh, they all the faculty came together. They have identified that which all these instruments which are more important and will be daily used by multiple faculties, multiple departments, and those instruments were shortlisted, and they were procured on a priority basis in the first phase. So this is how these the establishment started, and this is the difference between CRF and SATHI, that CRF caters to mainly to IIT Delhi faculties and researchers, while SATHI is a nationwide facility.
Oh wow. Okay, okay. So even a selection of instruments you said mentioned, right? So how did you narrow it down? Like your phase one, this instrument should be on top priority. That is how you have segregated.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So, first thing we kept in mind, like, any instrument which we want to buy, we have to keep it in mind that after certain period of time frame, those instruments are going to get absolute, or some new version of that instrument is going to come. So, when you select the instrument, make sure that that instrument can get, there is a possibility of upgrading that instrument, which will help you to build a platform, and you will stay ahead of rest of the crowd with more sophisticated and recent technology. So with this, all instruments were selected, and this is how we build the facility for SATHI.
Oh, okay, okay. So mainly, sir, when as you said, no, the vision was to cater pan India. Yeah. Or only to Delhi NCR.
No, pan India. You know I'll tell you one thing, like, this SATHI, although it's a government initiative, government have come up with the booking system also. And through that booking system, which is istem.gov.in, which is primarily managed by Scientific Office of PM, with this booking system, you can book any instrument anywhere across the India, and use the facility. So SATHI also comes into that booking system, and anybody from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, they can come and use the SATHI
Oh,
facility.
that person may not be from a government institution,
Yes.
right?
In fact, we are getting samples from abroad, like French, Germany. There are some institutes, universities, they are also booking through these systems and sending their samples for analysis.
Yeah. Wow, that's a wonderful initiative.
Yeah.
And I think with the website, I'll just flash the website down in the link. So whoever is watching this podcast, they can definitely go and click there and directly book a slot for the systems which they want to use, Alice. So I have already taken a tour of the entire facility, sir. But if I would like to know from you that what are different instruments which you have?
In SATHI, we are catering into microscopy facility. Then we have spectroscopy. Then we have environmental pollution monitoring system, and then we have 3D metal printing or prototyping facility. So these are the four verticals under which we are working. In microscopy, we have all fluorescent microscopy like CD7, SIM, STED, light sheet. We have 300 kV cryo-electron microscope, which is one of its kind, and which was the second installation when we got it installed. It was the second installation in India. Then we have a few spectroscopy like SSPL, TRPL. Then we have metal monitoring, air monitoring system. Then we have water monitoring or liquid monitoring, pollution monitoring system. We have 3D metal printer, HRMS, FSMCL. So these are different variety of instrument which are housed in SATHI. And similarly, we have plethora of instruments in CRF, which is also open to outsiders apart from IIT Delhi scientists. They can also use CRF facility along with the SATHI facility.
Okay, okay. So, but I just want to dig deep inside into understanding it. What are the role of, like you already mentioned, that the faculties of different, they give their requisition to for different instrumentation because that will be required in their work. So, from the collaboration side and the faculty side, I got an understanding. But as far as the funding agencies are there, so as you said, it is from DST.
Yes.
And DST's initiative was there. But it like all the other universities or even the like this, you have other ISERs or other institutes are there, they might not be getting that. So is there a way for them also, like to approach to a funding agency and come up with a plan that we want to set up such CIF, and that can be catering not only to the institution alone, but as you said, with the MSMEs and others also? Is there a way to that?
Yes. So all these funding agencies, among these funding agencies, DST's funding is mainly, for the instrumentation facility, and they have different calls every year. So there are something called PERS, there's something called SAF, then SATHI is already there. So these are some of the calls under which they give funding for procuring instruments. And when you procure the instrument, even the funding agency look out for not duplicacy of the instrumentation facility in that particular region. So when you want to propose something for your institution, make sure the like universities or institutions in that vicinity does not have or cater to that particular niche area, or they don't have instrumentation facility to that. So if you come up with some project where you're targeting some dedicated niche area, it's very positive that you'll get funding for these procuring these instrumentation.
Right, sir. Right. I think you have tried to explain it in a very nice way. I believe that funding is one of the major issue here, and when the funding is there, obviously the rest of the things has to follow with proper execution. And when you have executed, you get a wonderful facility like this, where I'm sitting right now. So, as far as accessibility, you have already said that we have a website where we can do it. And apart from the website, like in terms of sample preparation or in terms of imaging onto a particular system, what all facilities do you have? Like if I am a person, I might not be very expert, I can bring my sample, but running the instruments, right? So how do you facilitate them?
So if you see all our technical staff, they're either PhDs or MTech masters, thoroughly trained in their instrument what they are operating, and they have like deep knowledge of what instrument they are handling right now. So when you come with the samples, you just need to talk to the our technician or operator before, make them understand what sample it is. If you have any doubt, you can connect with them. Even for the sample preparation, they will help you over the mail or telephone call, that this is the way the samples need to be for analysis purpose. So once you prepare your samples, you can either come in person to visit the facility, or you can even post it, courier it, if that is feasible. Once the booking is done, we receive the sample, we do the analysis and like imaging, and we give the results to the users.
Okay, okay. So it's one thing is good that you, through courier also, if you send the samples, you do it, and like there are also some charges might be involved.
Yeah, charges are very minimal. Like, if you see the website, like iSTEM website, the charges are given. Even on the SATHI website, we have given all the charges for each instrumentation. So we have different charges, for every set of institutions. So state universities and a smaller research institute or government institute, they have a set charge. Industries and MSMEs, small industries and MSMEs have a little higher than institutional charge, and the big industries have little more higher charges. So there are three different stages, categories where the charges are divided, but they are very minimal.
So that maybe say it is like sample wise or it is like hour wise.
It depends on the instrument to instrument. So if you take a example of say CD7, where you analyze one particular samples for uh, like how many hours. So in that case, it comes as a hour wise charges. When you similarly go to a cryo-electron microscope, like there one sample preparation, we know that there is a set time frame where you need uh, a sample preparation and analysis will take so much of hour. So in that case, we have a sample wise charges, like number of samples into the charges, and in few of the microscope and spectroscopy, it's number of hour into the charges.
So sir, in this journey, oh no, of setting up this, I think it's a huge, humongous task. I can tell that, right? And not only no humongous task, on top of it, it's a lot of responsibility, and lot of people are eyeing on to this, right? So it's almost like we are on the fourth year of this
SATHI
SATHI project,
Yes.
right? So in this 4 years, what is your experience, the initial hiccups, and no, how things have been better over a period of time, and how you have streamlined the facility?
Okay. Uh, Thing is, see, like buying instrument is like, I think it's a very simple task, because you have funds, you want to utilize that fund. So go to the market, pay money, get the instrument.
Sure.
But once you have that instrument, like, right from creating a platform to set that instrument, creating infrastructure to that instrument, maintaining that infrastructure, and on top of that, once the instrument is old, maintaining the instrument is another task. So matching these ends it's really a difficult task. So I would say procurement is a very smooth journey for us. But now, uh, after 4 years of utilizing this instrument, when it comes to AMC, yes, like that is a major chunk of task for us right now. And being a national facility, that to a central government facility, we can't charge exorbitantly high. So whatever charges we are procuring from that, meeting AMCs of these instrument is a task. So if government can come up with some sorts of funding, wherein we can approach them to have the AMCs and maintenance covered, that will be good initiative, I think.
But entire this project,
Yeah.
you have this initial funding for setting up the labs,
Yeah.
right? But then there is also, as you rightly mentioned, there is a recurring cost to maintain and run the system smoothly. So there comes your AMCs and all instruments. Over a period of time, they have certain other problems where some parts might go bad. So for that, is there annually you have something from the funding agencies, or how do like you take care of that?
Uh, Fortunately or unfortunately, IIT does not fall into that system where government or funding agency can give us a support for AMCs. But there are couple of projects for smaller institutions or state universities wherein government do you provide some financial benefits to these institute to cover the AMCs and maintenance charges. Unfortunately, for SATHI, we do not come into that category, so we don't have that. What we are completely dependent on is whatever charges we are, getting by utilization of this instrument. So those are the main whatever earning source we have. So from there only we are trying to maintain these instrument. Apart from these we are also conducting outreach program wherein we are conducting seminars, workshops. We invite uh, experts like you to give a demonstration, hands-on training to students, and whatever revenue we get from that, that is also utilized for maintaining these instruments. So these are some of the ways and means by which we are trying to meet our ends.
Right, right. Sir, as you said, like workshops and hands-on you are planning. So is it like annually you have a schedule for that every year?
Yes. So, as of now, we are conducting at least one workshop or a training program per month on a different instrument. So, as of now, in Sathi, we have a total 16 instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so, there are we sometimes we club the set of instrument, or sometimes we give individual instrument training to students, and the training is not only for IIT students. The training is open for all the students, researchers, faculties from throughout the country.
Right. But how do one apply? Or is there any fixed month or time frame that you have a summer school, winter school in this
uh,
month?
no, we don't have that. Generally what we do is somewhere between 10 to 15, this is the date wherein we try to conduct our workshops, and we generally put a advertisement, publish flyer on our social media, Sathi social media page, or our on our websites.
Okay, okay. So then who wants to participate? They need to look out for it. If there is any information, then they can apply. And what is the selection criteria?
Generally, we don't have set selection criteria. We ask for, if it's something very specific, then we ask for some short paragraph from the student to understand what is their background and whether that instrument is really going to help them out. Because, see, when it comes to hands-on training, we can't have a bigger group. Like, it has to be 5 or 10 student maximum in that particular workshop. So, in those cases, we need to shortlist and select the student. So, based on the write-up, we select the student.
Right, right. Yeah, I think there are a lot of imaging workshops goes around across, and IIT is being a premier institute. I think the credibility of having attending a workshop here is much higher.
Yes.
So keeping that in mind, at least people who are in the immediate vicinity of Delhi, they should definitely apply for this and take benefit of experiencing so diverse and high-end systems under one roof. That is definitely my experience too.
True.
So coming to little bit on the other side, sir, see, one is like you are trying to manage a facility, but the other thing is like how different systems from different companies, what are the supports you are getting from them, or how are they helping you to maintain this facility?
So luckily, people from like Zeiss or Leica, Horiba, they are very supportive. Like we have MOU signed also with a few of the companies so that they can come conduct workshops in our facility using our instruments. That is one way of doing it. And the other way is like uh, with this contract or MOUs, these people come to a campus as and when required. Even when we conduct any workshops, we invite people from these institutions. They come help us with conducting workshops, or if we have difficulty in managing some samples or imaging some samples, these people are just a call away, and they come and they help us with that also.
That's right, and I think that is how mutually everyone is benefited. And so, run a facility, you need all the support. So, that is a must thing.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So, then coming to like another aspect altogether. So, if a person or like if an institute is planning, so what is your advice to them that if they are planning to come up with a CIF, what would be your advice to them?
My advice is like go slow. Start from the base level.
Mhm.
Uh, Look for a facility or instruments which are not present in the vicinity,
Mm.
and with some innovative instrumentation, approach the government, and government is there to fund your facility for sure.
Right, right. So, two things. One is that particular system should be unique.
Yes.
Second, it should not be there present very frequently. Otherwise, you will lose your USP.
Yes.
And then you can, propose it to the government for the funding purpose.
True. True.
Right. And second point is, sir, as you know, see, spectroscopy is one segment, microscopy in one segment. There are like, if you talk of instruments, there are a lot of instruments. Especially why I'm talking here, because in IIT Delhi you have a complete like set of researchers working on material sciences, you have set of researchers working on biological sciences. The diversity of samples are huge.
Yes.
Right. So then comes a conflict of interest as well. Like everyone would like to think that, I need a system which can cater my work, right? So there, how do you manage all this?
See, fortunately, if you see whatever instrumentations we have, they cater to a wide group of researchers. So, for the matter, cryo-electron microscope, the material scientist can take benefits of it.
Yeah.
Chemist can take benefits of it. Biologists, like cell biology, virologists, you name the particular person, and you come and use the facility. So the instrument selection was done in such a way that all the departments can utilize the facility at the same time. So we try to minimize this conflict of interest while selecting this instrumentation. So when I mentioned, when we selected the instrument, we have conducted a survey among the faculties of IIT Delhi, that which are the instrument which are actually beneficial for them. So based on that survey, we have shortlisted few equipments which can cater to a wide group of people.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's nice. So that everyone is happy at least. Yeah, that's important, sir. But the other thing is like technology is also advancing.
Yes.
Over years, we see a lot of advancement is happening. Now, these systems already we are on the fourth year, and in another 2-3 years time, some of the systems or technologies might get little bit old, and you need to update them.
Yeah.
So, what is your roadmap or what is your thought process regarding that?
So most of the instrument, we can upgrade them, or there is a facility with these companies for a buyback, so we can avail that facility. But for that matter, we ideally, we should get into a self-sustainable mode wherein we can create a pool of funds ourselves, and upgrade our instrumentation facility. So we are right now in we are consulting few of the industries to be a part of SATHI, so that they can come use the facility. We have initiated one innovative technique called MOU with all researchers, so that they will get a premium slot for use of this instrument, and rather than paying for every visit, they give us a lump sum amount for a year, so that we have some money in our hand which we can utilize for upgrading the instrument right away. So these are some of the innovative out of the box thinking we are doing, so that we generate more and more fund for these kinds of upgradation and
Right.
maintenance.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Sir, even coming to like data. So for data generations, whoever is getting their data, you said you give them the raw files and then they are free to take it.
Yes.
Now tomorrow when somebody publishes a data,
Mhm.
is it that they have to give a credibility or an acknowledgement or authorship, something like that?
We highly encourage our users to give acknowledgement that they have used the SATHI facility, because it's a national facility. When you read in your paper, somebody else's paper, that this instrument was used in so and so SATHI facility. So there are chances that somebody else who does not have that instrument can come and use the facility. So just for that, we request our users to give acknowledgement.
Yeah, that's a nice point, because most of the scientific community are more precisely focusing on the publications.
Yes.
And when you have acknowledgement in the publication, that is in itself a valid data that, this is an authentic center where you can do it, right? So that's so nice. But as one thing, sir, I would definitely appreciate you, because over these 4 years, how you have come up with innovative thoughts of running this facility smoothly with all your peers. So right now, what is the footfall you are experiencing, or how many person in a month, or on an average, they are coming and using the systems here?
We can't say on an average, and we don't want to, restrict our footfall. What the footfall we measure, or our success we measure based on how many new institutions, come and approach us for this institute, using this particular facility. And I'm happy to, tell you that as I have mentioned, we have recently received few samples for cryo-electron microscopy from France and Germany.
Mm.
So if a developed country approaches us for sample analysis, and
Yeah.
there's nothing like it, so yeah. So rather than number of people, rather than a quantity, I would rather focus on quality.
True, very true. My point was asking, the footfall was like whether your facility is capable to handle more footfalls, and so more and more students or MSMEs or private government, all bodies should come and get engaged
Oh
with this.
yes. So if that is the that if that I have to answer, I would say as footfall increases, we have some of the instruments which are running 24/7. So in those cases, we have multiple technicians working on the instruments in shift. So based on number of if you visit the ISEN facility for the booking, you can book the facility for 24/7. Like there is no time restriction to book the facility. So footfall is there. We have a few of the equipments which are overbooked. There are chances that you may not get booking immediately. Like you may have to wait for a couple of weeks to get the booking for those instruments. So footfall is there, and based on the footfall, we have tried expanding our working hours to serve the community.
Yeah, yeah. So I think so footfall is there, and I'm wishing that this increases over a period of time,
Thank you so much.
so that you become a more like a sustainable model,
Yes.
and also an example to other central facilities. So because that is where people look up to as a as a great imaging facility, what you was doing it. So sir, again, I would try to had a very overview idea about what a central facility running is like. So before we end this discussion, maybe few key points, like what person should be taking care of in very grossly, like these are the points which they should follow. And as one, I take it personally, like start slow, take it to a small level, and gradually keep on building on it.
Yes.
Run it successfully is more important than having it at a grander level right at the initial stage. So apart from that, any key points to all the listeners here?
I guess collaboration is a key here. So at the initial stage, as many involve as many faculties as possible, so that you get more and more ideas of for the selection of instrumentation facility. uh, right at the initial level, start engaging government bodies, so that you get an idea about how these government bodies functions, and what kind of fundings they have, and for what kind of projects the funding opportunity will be open for that particular year. So based on that, you can create your instrumentation in a bouquet, and approach the funding agency for fundings.
Right. Well said. Well said. So on that note, sir, thank you for giving a very, very in-depth as well as a holistic idea, because we all no, we all have our different samples. We simply look out for options, right? From student perspective as well as a researcher perspective, and where we get all the instruments, high-end instruments which are accessible, and that you said at a very affordable prices, then I think this is one of those centers which everybody should come and look up to for their samples. With that note, sir, thank you for giving your time. Thank you for sharing your views. And in this podcast, whoever my audience is there, if they want to reach out to this, I will share the description. They can book their samples anytime through the iSTEM. iSTEM is right.
Yes. So they can also visit the SATHI website, which is sathi.iitd.ac.in. All the information is given on the website also, like how to book the facility. There are links provided to reach out to iSTEM particular instrument pages and for the booking also. So either iSTEM or SATHI Foundation website, they can go through any.
So all the viewers, you definitely should check out what are the instruments are available, see the specification of the instruments, what they are capable of, and if any one of these instruments are of your use, please plan to go through them, apply for your slot, and you can definitely come to the facility. Dr. Sachin has been very kind to give me a tour of the entire facility, and I'm sure when you come, you would have the same wonderful and amazing experience. And so please, link is given at the below. Please click there and have a look at the systems. Thank you, sir.
So much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Pleasure is all mine, yaar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.